Hello internets, this is BoneCarlos coming to you live with another quote-unquote weapons optimization guide. Today we're going to be taking a look at the first bolt-action sniper rifle you get in the game with the L118. Unlocked at level 4 alongside the Barrett 50 cal. It does boast a 5-round ammo capacity, 7 if you use extended mags. It is a one-shot kill to everywhere on your opponent except the limbs. If you put on a silencer onto it, that also includes the stomach. Reload time is fairly average at 3.03 seconds to reload the entire cartridge, and if you're just going to be adding on to your magazine, it's 2.8 seconds. As for the intangibles, even though it is one of the higher sniper rifles, higher powered sniper rifles in the game, it still boasts an incredible amount of recoil, and which is tough to deal with, especially at a distance, and especially if you manage to put on get a hit marker on your opponent. And that's one of the things that I got out of the L118A. It is that the incredible amount of hit markers that I got and the fairly high level of inconsistency this weapon provided. And this was across multiple playtimes, different days, different game modes, different quote-unquote servers. So what I ended up doing was trying to take out the inconsistency out of the equation by building a class around it. So I'm going to do things a little bit different. I'm going to tell you the entire class first and then explain each perk afterwards, since they kind of intertwine within each other. For my proficiency, I ended up using kick. With my attachment, I ended up going with a thermal. My first perk was sleight of hand, using overkill as my second perk, and for my third and final perk, I ended up using steady aim. Now, the main thing I want to talk about is the overkill and why I use it. What I ended up using for was getting an assault rifle, preferably one with a high rate of fire, low damaging, and very low recoil. Now, the reason being is when I get a hit marker on my opponent, the time that I ended up using it, needing that assault rifle the most was at about mid to far range, where it was kind of hard to track your opponent since they're going to be running around trying to avoid you, and the slow movement of the scope trying to place that second shot was a bit of a bother. So that's why I went in with overkill over a machine pistol, since machine pistols aren't really great for the range that I'm talking about here. So that's why I chose overkill. The reason I went with a sleight of hand, obvious reasons. You're going to switch back and forth between those two weapons that much easier. And by the assault rifle that I'm talking about, obviously FAD is the obvious choice. That's a great weapon to choose. Second one I would go for G36C, just because it has the quickest raise time out of all of the assault rifles. Third would be the ACR for obvious reasons. It has very little recoil to begin with, and it's just a great gun overall. Now, the reason I chose a thermal and a steady aim was would be if your opponent just kind of got into your uncomfortable zone, as I like to call it, where it makes the sniper rifle obsolete, barring any kind of quick scoping, no scoping action. And hip firing with a high rate of fire weapon is just primo. I mean, obviously you could want a sort of akimbo machine pistols, but they don't help at mid to far range. And the reason I pick a thermal is just to light up your opponents on your scope that much easier. I know Assassin Pro counters thermal sights very, very easily, but so does but Assassin Pro also counters on marksman. So I kind of chose perks that kind of help both weapons along while trying not to take away from either one, and that's what I came up with. Kick is for obvious reasons. If you're going to be going prone, and while using kick, the recoil is fairly non-existent and very easy to get those second shots off, especially at a distance. So that was it for the class: kick, thermal, sleight of hand, overkill, and steady aim. I hope you guys enjoyed. If this class didn't make any sense, or if you have any questions about it, leave comments down below. I'll be happy to go back and forth with you guys over that. Other than that, I'm going to get on out of here.